lot of young men deal with pride different ways. A lot of people have too much pride, you know. Some people might be scared to say, I don't want to be at war with these guys, so I want a peace treaty. Well, we weren't scared to say that. A lot of guys, they just have a hard time with saying that they want to put the guns down. You know, they think they got something to prove, which they don't. We're just killing each other, that's all.
The community I live in, Pullman, is a great community. I've been here all my life. Growing up around here, it was a lot of fun. You know, it was basketball, baseball, flipping, wrestling, a lot of sports. A lot of kids having fun together, and that's what our uncles and aunties did for us. We made sure we was good.
The community actually started to change when a lot of the white residents began to leave, which happened to also be when many industries were leaving, with deindustrialization of Northern American cities, and Chicago is a classic example of how that happened. Then you began to see a different Pullman.
So as time progressed and circumstances changed, there's more unemployment. The family nucleus is not quite the same as it was. There's a tendency in those kinds of conditions where the moral fabric decays. And then you have all of these layers of things that emerge as a result of those conditions.
Schools were being closed. You had youth that normally would be able to walk to their schools, now had to go through different distances. So youth that might be involved in illegal street level activity now are being forced to travel through other territory, right? When you disrupt communities in terms of social connections that individuals have and families have at schools, then what you're doing is that you're disrupting community. When I don't know who you are, how can I tell you how to behave?
I mean, when I was growing up, the elders, they was big on teaching us stuff, like life lessons and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Teaching us right from wrong. These days, people don't really care about, if it ain't their child, they don't too much really care about what goes on with a child or how they live or you know, what they going through.
The negativity started when I moved out for like a couple years, and that's when the guns started being involved. Because at first the guys grew up by fighting. You know, we were boxing, we fighters. Then it went to people don't know how to fight no more, now they finna go grab guns.
You had a situation where you protected your own. This is your building, this is your block, you protect your block against all others.
This violence is neighborhood-based, very tight proximity, very tight geography. Many of these battles are guys who, their families know each other. They sometimes went to elementary school together. And I can't put it in a nicer way, they had been in a war where lots of bodies had dropped on both sides of the war. And it's been 15, 20 years. And the tragic thing is probably no one even knows the genesis of that war.
It was a lot of violence going on here. Too many started getting killed, innocent kids get shot, moms, babies, for no reason because you're trying to get at somebody else.
One of the things that really hit Sherman, that his child was in daycare in the rival territory. The head of the rival's child was in daycare in his territory, so everyone's carrying guns to pick up their kids. And the insanity of that hit him at a certain point. Something changed for him. He went and knocked on Officer Williams' door, talked to her about it.
I'd arrested him before. I'd arrested his friends before, but they knew that I cared. Sherman told me that he was tired of the shooting. He said he wants to be able to let his son have a life like a child. That was the turning point, really.
For me, it was just tired of the violence, tired of seeing my friends being killed or whatnot, tired of being a part of the problem. God put it on my heart, you know, just want to change all the way around the board.
It wasn't easy at first because there was so much gun violence going on. But like a person like Sherman, it took the initiative to build his strength up, to bring everybody together to make that happen.
I actually sat down with my guys first and see if they were even comfortable with having a peace treaty, because a lot of people got a lot of pride and they don't want to seem like they running from nobody or they ducking out on no action or nothing like that.
And then he went over to the other side unarmed, lifted up his coat to show he had no guns, and he could have been killed.
Sherman stepped out to say, hey, I'm coming to you with no weapons, nothing, and I'm asking, can we have a truce?
They was ready for it, and we definitely was ready for it. To put the guns down and have peace. It was all us together as one. You know, it takes a group of guys.
Before then, you couldn't go around the corner, or they couldn't come around here without it being a problem or some shooting or stuff like that. Now, everybody could go where they want to go freely. Kids can go to school over there, their kids can come and go to school over here.
Since the peace truce, there has not been any shooting in this area.
You hear about peace treaties for, a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. This has been 8 months, nothing. And I said, what can we do for you? And he said, our kids have no place to play.
And Sherman said, we'd like this park to be renovated. This park is in shambles, this park is terrible. I live across the street from the playground, I won't let my kids play on it. So Arnie said, let me work on that.
That playground was just a place where people went and said and did things that were illegal. It wasn't for the children. Sherman said he was willing to get in there and give the muscle, but he really didn't know how to get the playground equipment.
Welcome to Design Day. This is what we call the site walk. We'll talk through the site logistics and kind of talk about how we envision this space transforming.
Kids don't play over here, the park is it's not really a park, so I have one son, I don't let him play over here. I always wanted them to have somewhere to play, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully he'll be doing a lot over here.
I know right now we currently have an existing playground. Where we're going to be here is like building a completely new playground. Current footprints, it's about 40 by 36. Would y'all be open up to expanding the footprint?
The whole thing. Expand.
Oh, we can expand?
Yeah.
All right.
I think there's a lot of excitement around this playground versus the playground that was there before because the current residents are driving it.
If we're trying to change not perception, but reality, if we're trying to give kids their childhoods back, which to me is the ultimate goal of reducing the violence, is just to let kids be kids again and grow up free of the fear and trauma, playground's a pretty darn good place to start.
When there's peace and there's no violence, everybody happy, don't nobody gotta look over their shoulders, and you shouldn't have to look over your shoulders where you live at, you know what I'm saying, in your own backyard. Yeah. Before, it would be a million guys out here hanging out, selling drugs, doing stuff like that or whatnot, gang banging, so it's definitely a change. The park we had there before, it wasn't really a park. Kids didn't like playing there. It was abandoned. It was really like a hangout, for the wrong crowd, so to say. No one was keeping it up. That's all it was. We had no one here to keep it up. So this time the guys know that this is actually for our kids. This is for the kids.
There's gonna be some slides, some monkey bars.
Swings.
There's gonna be some swings there too. Yeah, man, I'm excited too, man.
We're excited. We're excited, man. Our dream came true.
I think we're more excited than the kids, though.
We are 1 day away from the build. Today we have about 30 people out here, but tomorrow we're gonna have 175 people. Got a ton of work today, but we're gonna work till it's done.
We played in this park when we was kids, so to help rebuild and fix it up for the other kids, like a big yes, a big thumbs up for me.
It was a dream back in January. We were trying to figure out how it was going to happen, but now we've got the community. We have the local police district. The alderman is on board to help us to make this dream a reality.
I'm excited about Build Day because everyone is going to come together. The police department, citizens, the White Sox players are going to be out there.
The White Sox have partnered with KaBOOM on a couple of community builds. And they reached out to us actually by sharing with us the story and knowing the expertise and the high caliber work that KaBOOM provides. We were like, gosh, we have to be a part of this.
KaBOOM does an amazing job. They brought together organizations and people from different places to come together and figure it out alongside the community. I'm excited for it. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step, and we're stepping. We're stepping.
So here, we're building the Pullman Peace Playground, and this thing came to fruition, man, from a group of young guys, and they really deserve all the credit. They decided to come together, and they wanted to do something different. We got together with the community, the White Sox, a whole bunch of other organizations, and we're gonna make this thing happen.
I'm Terrence, and I run Team Lumber.
The building of this park represents the peace that's coming back into Pullman. It represents how everybody can continue to come together and work together and make something out of it. It's gonna bring us all together again on another note.
Playgrounds and local parks really are the heart of a community. So they're where neighbors can get together and get to know each other. The kids can grow and socialize and exercise, and the parents can get to know each other. They're real hearts of the neighborhood to start to form relationships in a community.
We're about halfway through the day. It's not quite done, but just unbelievable progress. And it's actually a pretty emotional day for me. I just think back to when we started talking to these guys and we had the idea, and to see it actually start to become reality, to see the community come out and be so positive. And so if we can do this, start to build a safe space, have kids start to be kids again, it makes me so hopeful.
I grew up out here, so it being a park, I feel good. Especially me knowing I had a hands-on part of it.
Man, it is an amazing day. Do you see that pile is going down? When we started this morning, it was probably about 20 feet high. This is gonna be the new bulletin board for community announcements. Yes, make some noise, come on now.
So now with the violence dropping and we're kind of all working together as a community, building this playground over here is just another step towards making this area the area that we all know and believe it can be.
Today, with a couple hundred volunteers, we're demonstrating what's possible when a community comes together, sets aside difference, and puts kids first. This creates a gathering place for the community to just come together, to be together, and to focus on what's positive.
KaBOOM definitely looks at the whole picture. That it's not just about a playground, because if you just build a playground, just leave it, it's gonna fall into disrepair like the playground before. I think that ownership, that this is your park, this is your playground, this is your space that we share together. And to start off the playground with a community build, with volunteers coming in, with love from the outside, but love from within, all those things make a difference.
I want my kids to go to college. I want my kids to go to school. I want them to play sports, have scholarships, and a safety and environment. They so innocent. They ain't did nothing wrong to no one. Why they can't live their life?
A park awakens community spirit, a sense of unity, the interest in connecting with people. And quite frankly, I think this park is exactly the kind of thing that could push to the surface that mindset and that spirit, and reigniting that kind of energy.
Just like in the books, we tool things down and mess up things, but we gonna be the ones that build it, and build it right. And that's what the Pullman Peace Playground got to do with everything, because we came together as one and put the drama to the side and let these kids live.
This community provides an example of positive reinvestment in the community. And although we have large industries that are investing in Pullman, but how we can do that with boots on the ground, using community-based organizations like Chicago CRED and KaBOOM.
If a family, if children can play, have an opportunity, a safe space, a beautiful space, to come out and enjoy outdoors, enjoy family, enjoy friends, that says something about your neighborhood. Neighbors will then go out of their way to look out for one another. It's this place that you can celebrate.
I just believe it's gonna be like people opening their doors now and coming out and feeling safe once again.
Trying to rebuild a sense of community maybe shouldn't be this hard, but that's sort of at the heart of what we're trying to do. And if we can create a safe place where kids can play together, who knows where that goes?
For me, it means change can happen. You know, like we can change as a people. All we gotta do is put our minds to it.
Violence can be a contagion. It can be a virus that spreads. So too can peace. And I think peace can spread maybe more rapidly, maybe more powerfully than violence. And that's my hope. This cannot be the end of a journey, but the start of something that we do and do and do again.
If you said you wanted to build a playground, and it was a dream, and a lot of people have sold you pipe dreams for years, and they say, yeah, whatever you want, and nothing ever happened. But this one time when you said it, less than a year from when you said it, the playground is happening. What's your next dream gonna be? What's your next thought gonna be? What's your next plan gonna be? You're gonna get excited about something else because you say, well, if we did a playground, what else can we bring to our community?